A major cause for signal loss is defective or incorrectly installed connectors. For this reason, it's important to use DirecTV approved cables and connectors during your installations. Use DirecTV's guidelines when selecting tools, cables, and connectors to install. These guidelines are: only install RG6 coaxial cable that is rated to at least 2.4 gigahertz, has at least 60% braid, and has a solid copper center conductor. F connectors must be compression type. Always check with your supervisor if you are unsure of the latest approved connector. This is the approved compression tool for DirecTV approved connectors. Do not use any other compression tool as they may not correctly seat the connector to the manufacturer's specification. Your cable prep tool must also be approved in order to properly prepare the cable layers at exactly the right length. Never use a box cutter or any other razor blade in place of this tool, as you may score the cable, which will cause signal problems. Also, replace your cable prep tool blade regularly. Next, you'll need a good pair of diagonal cutters to make the first cut on the cable. And lastly, you'll need a 30-inch-pound torque wrench to ensure that the F connector is tightened to the manufacturer's specification on the coaxial cable. Now, let me show you how to properly install a connector on a coaxial cable. Use your diagonal cutters to cut the end squarely. Use the cable prep tool. Spin 3 to 5 times, no backspin, and release the tool. Don't just slide it off. Remove the PVC jacketing and you'll have a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch prepped cable. Fold the braid back. Now, twist back and forth while pushing, being careful not to cut the foil or dielectric while pushing. The dielectric should be flush with the inner ferrule of the F connector, 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch of the center conductor beyond the end of the ferrule nut. If the center conductor is too long, it can be trimmed. If too short, the process will need to be restarted by cutting the end off with your diagonal cutters. Insert the connector into the compression tool and squeeze until a positive stop. Remove the connector from the tool and then do a pull test. Double check that the center conductor protrudes 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch and use your diagonal cutters to shorten it if needed. Again, if the center conductor is too short, clip off the end of the cable and start over. It's important to remember that all outdoor connections should be weather sealed and tightened to 30 inch-pounds to be watertight. Following these steps is extremely important. Again, remember to use the right tools and take your time to perform these steps correctly. Properly installed cables and connectors will give customers years of reliable service.